While opening my P.O. box, I realized I had a package from New Type HQ. Turns out it was sent to me from Corey, but ordered through New Type HQ, which is fantastic. Now, originally, I just assumed it was a Sinanju Stein, actually. And I thought to myself, hey, sweet. He also sent the Penelope Gundam HG kit, because they'll probably never make a master grade of the Penelope, because it'd be almost as tall as a perfect grade, so yeah. Anyway, I looked deeper in the box and found that it also contained the entire resin kit plus armor parts plus extra shield piece for the Anchoret Sinanju which turns it into kind of a Gundam. So yeah, I don't really know the lore there. I think that the Sinanju was pretty much based off of being a Gundam, but it got stolen by Zeon and they converted it to be more Zeon aesthetic for full frontal. Whatever. Anyway you slice it, it's actually a very, very cool resin kit. And I figured for the hell of it, I'd throw my Sinanju Stein narrative version up as eye candy, because essentially it's pretty much what this kit looks like. It's the exact same suit, just two minor differences. Some Zeon, cufflinks, and chest emblem. That's the only difference between the Verka and the narrative. That's it. Oh, and you get water slides with the Verka, which is weird you don't get them with the narrative. It would have been a cool move. Whatever, let's move on. As always, the Anchoret kits are meticulously packed, well presented. They do slap in those standardized water slide decals. These things are real crap. I don't know. I guess you could use them for something. I've tried once and I found them to be very lackluster. I wouldn't recommend bothering these water slides whatsoever. You kind of get them with almost every resin kit these days. The book itself that comes in it is typical Anchoret. Immaculate. It's beautiful. It's fantastically presented. It's more like a magazine than it is an instruction manual in every sense of the word. I love these books to death. I love the photography. I love the presentation. There's a lot of eye candy here. Great graphic design. It screams quality. It's just the instruction manual sucks. It's very just bare bones. Honestly, if I were Anchoret, or if I could give them one suggestion, I would say, you see how like that UC recast company that recasts your stuff makes their instruction manuals? Follow how they do it and just put it in your book. You know, it would be God's gift, honestly, because the recasters have a better instruction manual, but obviously Anchoret has the far superior product overall. But the good thing about what I can tell with the Sinanju Stein resin kit is that it's not that hard to put together. So it doesn't seem like there's any modification needed for the original kit. All the armor parts pretty much slide on as the normal parts go. So this could be one of the easiest Anchoret kits to build. And after messing with the recasted version of the Anchoret Sasabe, it's refreshing. It's not overbearing, which I'm all for. You just look at this. It is just nice to look at. The gun is obviously the unicorn gun as well as the unicorn shield, heavily modified. And there goes the instruction manual. Like I said, it's just like it's put together and there's numbers. So if you have any fitment issues, you're going to have to figure it out yourself. But judging from the looks of things, this is probably one of the easiest kits to put together. Looks simple enough. I noticed that the grenade launcher on the blaster is the same exact one that they use on the Sasabe. So interesting to see parts reused again. Everything else is pretty much a unicorn gun, honestly. Now that we're done looking at the instruction manual, let's pop this open and take a look at the parts. As I stated earlier, not too many parts for this one, thank God. So it would be a fairly quick build in my opinion, if I were to find time to do it, hopefully in a year. I'm not joking. But when you look at the Anchoret parts, it's just pure quality. These have such crisp details. They are fantastic. I was looking at these obviously, and I was saying out loud, like, beautiful craftsmanship, great work. I know that this is something that I can use and mess with and not have any sort of fitment issues. Everything here looks perfect. I doubt that there'd be any major need for heating up parts and reshaping them. It looks so good. It's really just nice to see a decent product. I'd say this is up there with any Bandai castings, even though the Bandai castings are in plastic and easier to work with and made for the kit itself. I'm saying that for a third party, the quality is top notch here. And I would recommend Anchoret kits to anyone getting into resin, long as you have, confidence in what you're doing and the skill to do so. So, a few months of paint and model kits and modifying, you'll be ready for stuff like this. In my personal opinion, it's not that hard. Now we're looking at basically the gun and the other parts of the body. And it's just really getting a good eye full of this. Fantastic. Look at that stuff. It's great. It looks like so little cleanup work is needed. And I guess I should be grateful that I took the time to work on a recasted kit that was poorly done to give me a better appreciation of a kit that isn't, a knockoff. Because the quality is just night and day as far as difference goes. In every sense of the word, the presentation, the box, the whole shebang, you definitely feel like, all right, this is something I can work with if I wanted to pull my hair out. Also taking a look at the shield. Interestingly enough, the shield attaches to the top of the normal Sinanju shield. So, I'm not quite sure how that works. I'll have to look at the instructions a bit more closely. I honestly don't remember. I also wish that this came with some English translations, but you can't always get what you want. Overall, it looks good. There's also clear resin, so that gives you the ability to create that clear sort of teal green effect for the shield in and of itself. So I look forward to that, definitely. And looking at the shield parts, not that many parts of the shield, surprisingly. I mean, it looks incredibly intricate. But then when you get your hands on the shield bits, it's not that overbearing. So I guess it's probably a layering of armor parts that give to the illusion of being, whoa, this is a little wild. And lastly, the Anchoret metal thruster parts. These are, all right, I've gotten a set. I put them on my Sinanju Stein back here, which also serves the purpose of the kit being there. It saves me the hassle of opening the box and showing you thrusters that probably aren't going to really drive home what it would actually look like on the kit. But here it is as a whole. And honestly, they're not bad. I think I can give Anchoret this. At least their thrusters and designs aren't just universal. Whereas to most third-party metal thruster parts are very standard fare. They're almost all identical. They just vary in size. And there isn't much there, to give you a feel. But Anchoret always does this where they sort of kick in some extra stuff and design cues that really sets their stuff apart from everybody else in the third-party market. The Sinanju Stein Burka itself, the box, honestly, it is what it is. I didn't feel like opening it. I felt there's no point. You could already see my Sinanju Stein back there. It's plastic parts in the runner. You've seen, Bandai runners before. I tend to only do resin kits because you don't exactly know what you're going to get in the box with the resin kits. Whereas to a Bandai stuff, you know exactly what you're going to get. Well, that should be the end of that. A little something since the video I was working on got corrupted. And all the recording I did of me building the Foz Gundam was lost. So, yeah. Sucks to suck.